Okay. All right, so let's make a formal introduction for our listeners. Good afternoon, Noémie. My name is Claudio, and I'm calling you from Washington, D.C. From the studio in Fairfax City. We're very humble and grateful that Noémie Wolfs accepted our invitation to our show. Noémie, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Noémie, let's go back to the beginning. Were you born like in a musical family? Or how were you when you perhaps began taking like guitar lesson or piano lesson and so on and so forth?
I wasn't really born in a musical family, but my parents, they listen to a lot of music, but they can't really play anything. But when I was a child, my father really encouraged me to play an instrument, because I think they saw when I was little that I had like interest in music, that I really liked to sing when I was a child. I really loved to dance. So I think my parents just encouraged me to move forward with that. And then so I started musical lessons, just like guitar lessons. Now I'm not a really good guitar player, but it's enough for me to just write songs and everything. But it's not that my parents are into music industry, because they both have they're both entrepreneurs. My parents are both independent. They had a shop in Belgium. They sold shoes. So they're doing something. Well, now they're retired, but they're doing something, or they did something totally different than music.
Yeah. And of course, you were single and running around the house when you were a little girl. So I'm quite sure they saw, man, this little girl, we need to put them in classes and singing classes or connect them with a piano teacher, because I'm quite sure they discover you were very talented, right?
My parents, they made a lot of I was born in 88, so in the 90s my parents bought this like handycam. I think in the 90s a lot of people were filming for the first time, like small things that were happening in their life, because it was the first decade that you can actually own like a camera that wasn't a mega big thing. So they have a lot of tapes that they made from me and my sister, and practically on every tape I'm singing or dancing. So I think it was written in the stars that I would be doing something like later on in music or in dance. I wasn't really a good dancer, but it really interested me a lot. But then while I was auditioning for Hooverphonic, I went totally for the musical side of my interests. So yeah.
Got it. Before you joined Hooverphonic, were you in any band?
I had some high school, but nothing like major, nothing really professional. Because actually when I auditioned for Hooverphonic, I was still in school. I was studying art in Ghent, another one of the big cities in Belgium. And actually when I auditioned for them, and when Alexis from Hooverphonic told me like we want to work with you, I was still in school. So before I never had a professional band, but we made some music when we were in high school, and I had like this band when I was a teenager, and we rehearsed in my dad's garage and stuff like that, but nothing like professional. Hooverphonic was really like the first big professional thing that I ever did.
You were 22 years old, right?
Yeah, I was really, really young actually. And it was a crazy ride. I mean, I had to grow up really fast, because actually it was also my first job ever. Like I did some student jobs when I was a child. Like I worked in a supermarket and I worked in a cafe, but it was really the first time that I like had a boss, like a real boss and everything. So I think for me at that age, it was a real adaptation from like sitting in school, like studying art, going out, going to parties, and then like I think that all changed in nearly 6 months. My whole life changed. So for me it was 180 degrees total changement, but it was quite an adventure, I can tell you that.
And you became famous. You were touring, television, TV, making money. So your life changed completely.
A lot. Yeah, but I was really happy that Alex and Raymond at the time, they were, well, still are, they were older than me. Raymond, I think now is nearly 60, but when I was with them, he was around 50. And it really helped to have these people around me that had a lot of experience, These people were really, they kept my feet on the ground. Like there was a time to dream, and there was a time to like think about all the stuff that was changing in my life and everything that was happening around me. But because everybody already worked in the music industry for such a long time, it kept me like steady on the ground, and that worked actually really well. And my parents the same. They actually really helped me to stay sane, because all of a sudden in Belgium everybody knew me and everybody had an opinion about me, and I wasn't Geike, and there were a lot of opinions that people had. And actually my friends and family, they really supported me, and they were the reason that I didn't go crazy at those times.
A lot of controversy because people will compare you with Geike. I don't know how to pronounce
It's fine that people compare. It's something that people do. But because I was so and it was just weird that all of a sudden people you don't know, like on YouTube or that was actually when I started Hooverphonic, it was 2010, so it was before Instagram. I think it was before Facebook already exists, that I remember. But all of a sudden all these people that I didn't know were like, oh, I don't like her, or blah blah blah. People had like an opinion, and that for me, like as a 22-year-old, I lived in a really small town in Belgium, and all of a sudden people I didn't know had an opinion about me, and that felt really weird. In the beginning I was like, why are these people talking about me? They don't know me, they don't know what kind of there was this one person who wrote on a YouTube video of Hooverphonic, like, yeah, she's a really mean girl, she's not nice, blah blah blah. And I was like, but you don't know me, how can you say stuff like that about someone that you don't know? And for me that was the biggest change. Like, and then it was 2010, we didn't had like TikTok, there wasn't Instagram. Like nowadays people and their opinions, it's getting worse and worse, like these days. So yeah, I don't know, it was weird for me, like being so young and all of a sudden everybody knew my name. I think that was the biggest adjustment for me, I guess.
I got it. Yeah, it comes with they say here, it comes with the territory, they say.
Yeah, but
unfortunately
still, like,
when you are famous you expose yourself, right? And then
true, but I'm only like people know me in Belgium. Some people around the world know me, but I can imagine like being a superstar, like for example Beyonce. Everybody wants to talk to you, everybody needs something from you. It must be exhausting, I mean, to live like that. And then if these superstars like don't give you an autograph or whatever, it's like, oh, she's mean. And then I'm like, no, but everybody wants something from this person, and it's possible to talk to everybody, to listen to everybody. It's only one person. I mean, it's yeah, people expect a lot from like idols and singers and actresses and actors, but they're only human. I mean, it's not like they have.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But
I'm not famous, so I don't have the problem. Maybe one day. In 2011, you received 2 Radio 2 Summerhit, I think, an award for Best Singer, which is very good, though. Very, very good.
Yeah, my first, because we had some awards that we won as a group. I think that was my first one that I won, like for myself. Yeah, it was a really cool appreciation, because Radio 2 is one of the biggest radio stations in Belgium. So I was quite surprised that they, and I think you said 2011, so it was my second year with Hooverphonic. So I was really surprised that people already voted for me, and that people really how can I say this? They really embraced me as the new singer, because, like you said, Geike was a singer already for a long, long time. For a lot of people, she's like the original Hooverphonic singer. So I was quite scared to like walk in her footsteps. But then, in Belgium, you always have people that are not a fan, or you'll always have people who are saying like, yeah, well, the original one is the best, which is totally fine. I don't mind people thinking that or saying that. But it was cool actually that for the main fans from Hooverphonic, they all really accepted me, and they were really sweet, and that was awesome for me as a young singer, that like the old fans and the new fans, that they were really appreciative. So yeah, can't complain.
Yeah, all right. I like all of you, so that's okay.
Yeah.
Um, and actually, I'm going to be interviewing next month that lady that came before you and obviously before Geike. I forgot her name.
Luca. Oh,
No, that's the latest. No, I think his name is Leslie. The
Lisha.
first, yeah, the first one, the first one.
Lisha. She's the
Yeah,
first one.
yeah.
Ah, okay.
I'm going to be talking to her. She's doing a new album. She's doing other stuff. So I'm going to be talking to her next month. I say.
Making music still.
Uh, yeah, yeah.
Ah,
She's
I'm
she's
gonna
going
check
to
that
be
out. I really liked her voice a lot. I think my favorite album of Hooverphonic must be the first one. I think
yeah,
that one is absolute favorite.
absolutely yeah. Yeah, she's very good. So in 2010, you guys released The Night Before and a couple of tracks. The Night Before have 2 million plays on Spotify, and Anger Never Die have almost 3 million plays on Spotify. So it's unbelievable, man. Of course, everybody knows Bad About You. They have like 100 million on
Yeah, yeah.
YouTube play, but I think but I
But
think
it's
you were
nice.
yeah.
I already left. I left in 2016, so I'm almost gone for like 10 years. And it's cool that people are still listening to these tracks. People
Yeah.
still send me messages on Instagram or on Facebook, like, oh, the with orchestra concerts in the Koningin Elisabethzaal. I watch or listen to it every day. I still get messages about these songs, and that really warms my heart that people are not
Oh
forgetting
yeah.
about the other singers or the other songs, and
Mm.
that's something that is really cool, because I'm not involved anymore in new Hooverphonic projects. So it's cool that the fans are still listening to the older work. That's nice.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When I was putting question, I of course I have all the Hooverphonic stuff. So I listened to The Night Before, the Hooverphonic with orchestra, the orchestra live, which is that album is a masterpiece. I mean, as I say before, Mad About You has over 20 million plays on Spotify. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
something
On
all of a sudden you explode, you know?
YouTube already has like 100 million views. Or I know it's one of the most
Mm.
viewed video clips in Belgium from an artist.
Oh yeah.
Quite cool actually, because I didn't really follow it, and then I talked to Raymond. I saw him a couple of months ago on an award show in Belgium, and he said like you should check it online. It's really cool. The streams, the views on YouTube, it's crazy. You have to check it out, and so I did, and it's really cool that people still. I mean,
Mm.
it's a concert from 2012. It's more
Mm.
than 10 years ago, and people are still commenting on those videos. Are still like commenting like, "Oh, I'm listening. I'm still listening in 2023. Who is listening also?" And it's just cool
Yeah.
that they don't forget about you.
I do. I listen. Still, I listen to the album. I think you wear like a black and white dress. I
Yeah,
think it
yeah, yeah. With the
stripes
stripes.
with stripe around.
Yep. A
And
lot
were
of
you
people
nervous?
ask me, "Where is the dress from? Where did you buy the dress?" So yeah, it's cool that people are still watching it. Like it's crazy. Yeah, it's a very nice feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. And then a year after, you guys did Reflection with
Yeah.
the both actually. I a couple track. Amalfi has 8 million plays, and Ether has 1 million plays on Spotify. And
Mm.
man, it's still amazing. And I was looking about all the hit that you did with Heartbroken, Happiness, Unfinished Sympathy, Boomerang, Gravity, George's Cafe. It's very good stuff, man.
Yeah, and the radios are still playing the songs, so it's really cool. Yeah, that people are still that's with Hooverphonic. It's always not only the new songs, but it's also the old ones, and that is something that is really cool. I mean, they already have a career for so many years.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, it's something to be really proud of. I
good
hope
for
they are.
you. Oh, of course. Well, quite sure Alex and Raymond they're getting
Yeah.
good loyalty checks. And
Yes.
that done well. And in 2015, you ended eventually, leaving the band, right? To do your own things. I suppose that you, whatever the reason, where you have a lot of potential. You have the opportunity to take a solo career and try it out and venture on your own. Because when
for
you're
me
in
that
a band, you're limited to do this, and you want to do that, you cannot do it because it's different than the band, right? So, right.
for me that's really important at a certain. I was getting older and I was experimenting with my own music. I bought like equipment to actually record my own demos, and then I met my current husband, and he also encouraged me to write more songs, and we were writing together. At a certain point I just felt like I had a lot to say myself, like I really wanted to be part of my own project, like and I know that for Alex it was impossible to combine like two projects, because he really wanted like the a face for the band that was just like for Hooverphonic, and for me it was the urge was too strong to keep working with them. I just wanted to do my own music and my own band, and I'm really glad that I made the decision back then. I wouldn't change a thing. I would still do the same thing for sure.
Good for you. Good for you. So yeah, good. Very, very happy for you. And 2016,
Love
you
making
repeat.
but I like it even more to record my own songs. It's hard because it's a hard industry, and Hooverphonic is a big name, and I had to start all over again. But actually, I don't mind to like work hard and I mean play a lot of shows and small shows, and sometimes there's a lot of people, sometimes there's not. So it's an adventure that you go on as a musician, and yeah, I love doing it, and I wouldn't change a thing about it.
Good for you. In 2016, you released an excellent album called Hand You. I really like it. As I said before, in the last 2 days, I was listening to all your music because the Hooverphonic stuff you did with them, and Hand You, and there's several tracks there. Who was I don't have the CD. I think I have it in the car. But who was the producer? Because it was somebody else working with you in that album. It's very, very well put together.
It's a guy, his name is Luke Smith, and he is a producer from London, actually. He lives in the UK, and he worked with Depeche Mode. He actually was in the band of Lily Allen. I don't know if you know her. She's a big British singer. And actually, it was my record label, Universal in Belgium, who put us together. And I went to London for a session with him just to try. And then it really clicked. And for Hunt You, it was all demos that I wrote together with my husband, with Simon. Simon Casier is his name. And we just went with our demos to London, and we like re-recorded and produced it together with Luke Smith, and it worked out really well. So we decided to do the final album and to do everything with him. And he actually produced a lot of albums in Belgium. It's weird. He's British, but he has a connection with a lot of Belgian artists. He gets in touch with a lot of Belgian bands, and he produced a lot of albums here. So yeah, I don't know why actually that happened, but he's a really cool guy, and I loved working with him.
Yeah, it's a couple track that track number 2, All You Ever Wanted, and Burning. They're very, very good, actually.
Yeah, Burning was my first single I released after I left Hooverphonic. It was the first song that it was actually one of the first I ever wrote to. So it was cool that we released this one as a first single, because it was actually like one of the first tracks I ever wrote. So thank you that you love that one so much.
Oh, I do. I listened to the album a couple times yesterday. It was difficult to put the album together because when you leave, you end up leaving Hooverphonic, the name, you get more money, and then you want to start on your own. And they know you from Hooverphonic, not for Noémie. And is it difficult? I mean, to go on your own and start working as yourself? And
yeah, it was a really hard process, because a lot of people with the first album with Hunt You, a lot of people came to my shows expecting to hear Hooverphonic songs, to hear pop songs that were more in line of the music that Hooverphonic makes. And actually I was doing something well, different. I was doing my own stuff. So in the beginning, it was hard because for people, it was still, it was, I was still like a part of Hooverphonic, but then I was not because the song, well, Alex and Raymond weren't there and the songs were different. But I think I'm already on the third album now.
Yep.
But nowadays, actually, also in interviews or in newspapers or whatever, every time when they write about something about my music, they don't start with Hooverphonic anymore. Like for the first album, they really made the connection. Oh, they also really compared, like, okay, Noémie is doing this, Hooverphonic is doing that. But nowadays, it's almost 10 years, like I said before. So,
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays, I think people know that I was part of the band, but I still managed to write songs, good songs on my own.
Of course,
So yeah. Nowadays
Then,
it's hard because I don't have the same budget as a band like Hooverphonic. They exist already for a long time. They have a really strong fan base. They sell a lot of albums. So for me, it's just starting from the bottom again. But it's fine. I mean, I don't mind doing that because every album I sell now, it's really someone buying my story, something that I'm like all by myself. And if it's not on the same amounts of selling albums as Hooverphonic, that's fine because now it's like my story and my music. And every ticket I sell to a concert, every album I sell to someone, for me, it's like I'm doing a happy dance inside. So it's just, it's different.
Yeah.
I prefer it this way. I don't need to be a big giant superstar to be happy, if you understand what I mean.
I do understand. Yeah. And in 2020, you released the album Lonely Boys Paradise, and which is a very good album actually. It's I really like it. It's very different that, in my opinion, that Hand You.
Yeah, it's totally different.
You mature more as an artist, as a person, and the tracks are different. The style of music is different. I'm very happy with the work you did with that.
Yeah, we work together with a guy. His name is Young Yellow, and he's a producer from Antwerp, where we live. And he is more into the hip hop scene. So Lonely Boys Paradise is more influenced by hip hop beats, by hip hop rhythm, and that's something that on Hunt You was not existing at all. So it's cool that working with someone can actually influence like the music that you make. So we worked with Yellow, and because of his background in hip hop, he's a rap artist, and because of his background, it's something that really crawled up in our music, and that's something I really like. It's a real collaboration. Like you can feel like all these elements from different people making something together, and Lonely Boys really is the end result is really a collaboration of three people. And yeah, I was super happy with the album. Too bad that the COVID pandemic happened, because we only played like 1 or 2 shows, I think, before like the whole world got in lockdown. But I'm still happy as on this day with this album, actually. So.
And then you after. Well, I read somewhere when you were writing the album, I think you did it like it was very fast process, but people were taking you in some direction that you don't want to go, and you say, no, I want to do it my own way, and it took, I think, longer because they're between 2016 Hand You and then Lower Boy Paradise 2020 is 4 years,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
Totally true. I did a lot of writing sessions with different songwriters, and for some reason I could not find, like, I had a feeling that nobody really understood where I wanted to go. Like I had all these ideas, and I went to these songwriters with a lot of demos and with a lot of small tracks that I made on my computer, and I tried to explain, like, I want to do something like this, and for some reason nobody really got what I was trying to say. And then Yellow was actually another songwriter that my management at the time, they set up a songwriting day for us to work together, and he was actually the first one who understood where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do with my music. And that's actually when we decided, like, okay, I'm gonna do this album with you, because it's just you know what I want, and you can translate into music what I want to do, and it became a really good friendship. We still talk to each other. He lives in the same city as I do, but it's true that it took some time. Like, I had to really find, I think, the story that I wanted to tell for the second album, I guess. But I don't mind taking my time. There are a lot of artists who are really pushed by a label or management, like, okay, you made an album, now next year we're gonna make another one. And I had nobody like actually pushing me all the time. I was pushing myself, but I wasn't like going to limit myself with time or whatever. So I was really happy that I could take my time. And if it was 2025, then it would have been 2025. I mean, you need to release an album when you think it's finished as an artist, and not like, oh, the label wants to release something now because they want to earn money. I mean, I don't work like that. I can't work like that. Shh, come here. Yeah, my dog is barking for some reason. Just come here. Yeah.
That's okay. So, yeah, I mean, I'm glad that you work that way. Some, like you say, some musicians have the pressure of the record label to do an album every 2 years, and they always want singles and hits and this and that.
Some artists need the push, like need a label to, because you have a lot of artists, if they have like 5 years to make an album, then nothing will ever like get created, because they need a deadline, or they need to be pushed by something or someone. And for me, I can really take my time and actually do stuff on my own time, like on my own schedule. But it's for everybody to know what kind of way they want to work, and for me, this is the way that works. So yeah.
I noticed that your music is on Spotify, and you have a lot of monthly views and plays, and also your music is not in Bandcamp. You decided not to go to Bandcamp, where you can sell more record that way. And I think Bandcamp
I don't know how it works. Maybe I should go. I don't know how
I think you should, Noémie. So the main difference in Bandcamp, right? When you upload your music and you sign a contract, they only take 10%. So 90% go to the artist. And nowadays, you have the option to sell the MP3, or sell the album, or send a signed album, and you can make a lot more money in Spotify. So as I say, 90% go to the artist, and every quarter they have like a date or whatever, the last Friday of a month of every quarter, where 100% of the pay go for you. In that way, you can make a very good income just selling MP3. I mean, selling downloadable music, right? In Spotify,
you can do MP3, but you can also do physical albums.
You can do physical albums. Everything is there. I can send you the link how to do it, and it's very straightforward. A lot of bands doing it.
I know I'm the generation that needs to be active on social media, but actually I'm really bad with online stuff. I don't know how YouTube works. My niece made a TikTok profile. I have no idea how it works. I have to check that out. So it's just, but send me the link if you.
I will.
It sounds.
Yeah. No, for Spotify, well, you have more people. It's great for me because it's like an encyclopedia of all the artists in the world. I pay $10 a month. I'm able to listen to a lot of artists, right?
Yeah.
But for you don't make money because you need to have like 1 million hits to get at $20 or something.
I think I read it a couple of days ago that if you have 1 million streams on Spotify, I think you have $3,000 or something like that. So it's the
Spotify makes the money.
Percentages are crazy, and the Spotify CEO, he's like stinking rich. I don't know how rich he is, but it's crazy. I mean, the percentages are so sad. It's so I mean, but that's another discussion. I mean, it's sad, but good for him, but sad for him.
I read somewhere that you know that you care in a way about social media, but you don't put that much attention, because if you start reading every comment that people make, you know what I mean? Well, you will spend the whole day in the computer, and then sometimes you will be happy, sometimes you will be sad, and people are crazy people out there in the world. They never even heard your music, and they say, "Hey, she's an attractive lady, but she's a bad singer, or she's an
Yeah,
okay
yeah.
singer. She's not as
The
good
only
as
thing,
Geike
the
or
only
D."
thing I like
That.
on social media is Instagram, because I can see like recipes for food. I can see animals. I really follow a lot of dogs because I have a dog myself. So I really love Instagram, but all the rest, Facebook, I never check Facebook. The Snapchat thing, I'm not even on there. It's just too much. I think people forget to live because of social media. It's like, it's the same thing when I go to a festival. There was this artist and he invited a lot of people on stage, and instead of enjoying the fact that you were on stage next to your idol, next to a musician you really admire, people were filming it. And I was like, just put your phone away and think about this moment. Just visualize this moment in your head, because no one is ever going to take that away from you. And you see all these people, all these morons on stage filming the artist, and I'm standing there like, what is happening to this world? I mean, when did
Yeah,
we forget to live? We're all living online. We're all living our filming experiences. We're getting married. We're moving. We're buying houses. We're selling companies, and everybody's filming it and making pictures of it. But everybody forgets that, like, the real experience, like the thing that you remember. It's the picture you will never remember, but the memory you will still have.
absolutely.
And that's something that, yeah, if we can go back to a time without social media, I would totally sign up for that. Like, no phones, no emails, no, just letters with the post. Like, TV is fine. No Netflix, just normal TV like we had when we were little. I would totally sign up for that world. I totally would.
Good for you, man. Yeah. In that particular album, a couple track "On the Run" and "Wake Me Up," they are very, very good, man. You're a very good. You're a very talented singer, musician, good
Thank
person. I
you.
mean, I would tell you that every day. Huh?
You give me a lot of compliments today,
You're very
Claudia.
good. I'm serious. I'm very serious. You're very good. As I told you before, I have a big music collection, so I see lots of concerts. I listen to a lot of music, 2 hours a day, every day for the last 50 years. So I listen to a lot of music, good music, bad music, good artist, bad artist. And you're very good, man. You're very talented. So you need to grateful to your parents that helped you out at the beginning, because it was
Yeah, that's true. It's
uh,
cool that I had parents who gave me the opportunity
the
to do
opportunity
what
to do
there were no boundaries. I could, if I wanted to become a postman, that would be fine too. They just asked me like, "What do you want to do? What do you like to do?" And then they encouraged me to do it. And I understand that not everybody is as lucky as I am to be supported by parents that they really like. They really supported me in everything that I've done, and it's a luxury. I know that not every parent thinks the same way. A lot of parents think, oh, you should study a doctor or something that would end up making a lot of money with. But my parents, they were just like, if it makes you happy, then I mean, then the rest will follow, I guess. And if I really didn't want a job. I know a lot of people who wake up on Monday, and on Monday they already start thinking about the weekend. And I told myself, I'm never going to do something where I always regret, like waking up in the morning and go to work. I can imagine it's the most horrible thing to do, like doing something that you hate all day long, like six,
it.
7 days. And I'm just really lucky that I can do the thing that I love doing the most in life, and I can do it every day. And yeah, I'm lucky. I bless myself lucky.
Looking back in your life, any regret things you would have done differently, Noemi, or
I don't believe in probably
no.
I've made a lot of mistakes and I've done a lot of things wrong, but in the end, all the mistakes you make, they shape you for the rest
Yeah.
of your life. If I wouldn't have made these mistakes, then I would be somewhere different today. So I don't have any regrets. I don't do regrets. I will apologize myself for making mistakes and for hurting people while making these mistakes, not on purpose, but I everybody in life hurts people sometimes. Sometimes you don't do it on purpose. Sometimes you maybe do, but I don't regret anything. I think I would do my life, if I have to do it all over, I would do it the same, exactly the same, I think. So yeah.
Good for you. Your latest track is called Lonely Heart. It's 8 minutes long. That's very long.
That's
Why?
that's my fuck you to TikTok and Spotify, and because they're only playing you on radio, and all the labels are saying, yeah, for TikTok you need a hit without an intro, it needs to be 3 minutes, people need to dance on it, blah blah blah. And I was totally fed up with all the rules and all the regulations, and you have to do this, and Spotify is not playing music with an intro that lasts for a minute. And I was just like, I'm gonna do something that I want to make. I'm gonna write something that for me is necessary to write. And I think for me, without being bold, I think Lonely Heart is my best work so far. I think just because I'm not interested in radio, in plays, in streams anymore. I just let everything go. And if you just write or make music, I know it sounds corny, but if you do it like from the heart, or if you are making something that you are 100%, like, if you believe in it, then it will find its way to an audience, even if it's not 3 minutes, or even if it's not a hit on TikTok or whatever. I mean, and if I'm not becoming Beyonce in my life, that's fine. I'm fine with that. So I just want to do, like, I just want to release music that I'm 100% proud of and 100% believe in. And if that is happening, if that's the case, then I'm totally happy. So 8 minutes.
It's a very good track, actually. I really like it. So I'm very happy that you did. You gotta do what make you happy. And if it's 5 minutes or 3 minutes or this or that, it's your life and your music, and you need to do what makes you happy. I mean, it's a very good track. Actually.
Other people, if you're living your life to make other people happy, then you will get miserable in the end. You have to, correct. Yeah, you have to just do what I know it's corny and it's a huge cliche, but you have to do what your heart or what your heart is telling you to do. And that's something you have to believe in, even if other people don't believe in you. I truly am a believer that if you believe in what you do, and if you put your heart and soul into it, it will find its way somehow. It will. Yeah, I totally believe in that. But if you're making music for a radio station, for a TV station, for becoming famous on TikTok, it's just not working. It's not, I don't know, it's not a sustainable career, I think. It's not sustainable music. It's just becoming famous. And I, like my husband and I, we are big fans of talent shows. We watch The Voice like every season in Belgium. And if I hear someone who is auditioning for this talent show and they're saying, yeah, why do you want to win The Voice? And if they're saying, I want to become famous, then my husband and I, we look at each other like, that's the wrong reason to do it, because being famous is hollow and empty. It doesn't give you anything. It's super empty. There's nothing more superficial than being famous. What you want to do is, like, if people send me a DM on Instagram or an email like, yeah, I'm going through a rough time and this song of yours is really putting me through, or something like that. That's why you're in the music industry, to move people, to tell your story, to be able to do your passion like every day. That's why you want to do it, not to become famous, because being famous is really empty and lonely, and it's not going to fulfill you at all. They should ask the famous people that. They should ask all the superstars how great it is to be famous. I think they're all going to say the same thing, like, it's horrible.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. It's a big difference between being successful at what you do versus being famous, right? So I completely agree. I don't have the problem. I'm a normal person who loves music, man. I buy a lot of music and I see a lot of concerts. Music has given me so much satisfaction in my life, Noémie. I don't play an instrument. I don't even have to read music, but since I was a little kid, because my dad in South America had a lot of music, a lot more than I do, a lot more. I knew back then that music would become part of my life. Of course, I never became a musician. I'm not interested. I'm a computer scientist, I'm an engineer, but I knew that music plays a big part of my life, a big part.
And
I couldn't.
do you
Huh?
regret not learning an instrument, not playing in?
No, I don't. I'm like you, Noemi. I have made a lot of mistakes in my life, obviously, and I have done a lot of good things and bad things, like any human being. But I don't live my life by looking back and say why I couldn't do this, why I didn't do. No, I do everything that I want. One day I want to be, I'm older than you. I'm going to be 86. I will die and look back. Man, I saw every band. I saw the last 3 jobs of Genesis. I went to Belgium to see Noémie, to see Hooverphonic. I drink a beer with Peter Gabriel backstage.
Yeah,
I went to dinner with Eric Clapton and so forth. That's my goals. I mean,
that's what's
I have
important.
done well financially. I have a very well-paying job. I teach as well. But music, I wanna every concert. I don't wanna regret anything. I don't wanna regret stuff, right? Plus I don't live in the future or the past, right? I live in the present. Every day it's happy, happy to be a musician and happy that the channel, YouTube channel is growing. I'm getting a hold of a lot of people, and I'm not doing that. I always say that I'm not doing this for the money, Noemi. If now the channel start generating profits, a little bit money, and every money I'm giving that away to a charity, to a local hospital. I'm not doing this for the money. Even if I have, 1 million views on this interview, every money is going away. I'm not doing the money. I'm doing the interview on the channel because I really love music. I have no interest to be famous or this or that. I don't national that I want to talk to great musicians all over the world and create like a musical archive.
Yeah, like a community.
For a future generation, not for me, right? So if I interview whatever, somebody famous like Madonna, right? Maybe 100,000 people will see the interview, right? 1% in me will say, man, I was able to get a hold of Madonna and we talked for 45 minutes. But 10,000 people will see the interview and that will make me happy because they wouldn't have access to the interview.
Yeah.
So I created, be posted, and people are happy. That's what I do. I'm not famous, no money. No.
But you can tell that is a part of your life. I mean, you told me that you listen for more than 2 hours a day. That is incredible.
Yeah, I bought last night. I bought 16 vinyl for other bands and 2 Blu-rays and 3 CDs. Because I have some interviews for next week for people that play with Alan Parsons and with Peter Gabriel and so on. So I spend a lot of money in music. My wife complained because my house is like a 4th floor of stuff. But
your wife is gonna tell you, like, when you die, what do I have to do with all these CDs and these vinyls?
Well, and they will go to my son. They will go to my little guy. I have a 20-year-old boy, and he will inherit my dad's music collection. My music collection, then he will pick his own. So he will have a big...
He's gonna need to buy a second house for all the music.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. I need like a castle. From Bridge. I would build like a castle in Belgium and build a studio recorder and invite all the big musicians. Maybe one day I will do it.
That sounds like...
So when is the new album coming out, Noémie?
The last week of November. I think it's the 22nd of November the album is coming out, but I'm gonna look it up for sure after our interview, and I will email it to you the final date because I keep forgetting it. Oops.
And then you're going to be posting a new track every 3 weeks.
End of September.
Little.
Oh, the 22nd of September, the new single is coming out, and the album is the last Friday of November. I'm gonna check it which date it is because I'm not sure, but I will email it to you. But the 22nd of September is a new single coming out from the new album.
Are you happy?
I'm really happy. Really looking forward to it. Always excited to release new music into the world. Music that you are working on in your small studio in Antwerp. Like we are working on it since 2021, and all of a sudden Lonely Heart is like out there, and people are sending me messages from all over the world, and it's
Oh, yeah.
really, really nerve-wracking and exciting at the same time. Like, people, it's out there, and it's living his own life now, and yeah, I couldn't be more excited for the
And
rest
then
of the
you're going to be doing a gig in December, right? In Belgium?
Yes, 13th of December is the album release show, and that's going to be in my hometown in Antwerp. And then in 2024, we're going to do more club shows. But I will send you the dates as well.
Maybe I will go to the gig in December.
Yeah, you should. Antwerp, and the venue where we are playing is one of the most beautiful in the whole of Belgium.
You need to save a couple of spots for me, two tickets for me, to first row, so I can do an interview and
come to Antwerp,
a live interview.
Then I will put you on the guest list.
Thank you very much. Do you get nervous during performing or anymore? Like the 5 minutes before you go in?
Yeah, it takes me one song. The first song, I'm always like looking at the audience and like finding actually like where am I? What is this audience like? How are they looking at me? Like, how is the audience feeling? And then after the first song, I'm like totally ready to go. But I always need like a couple of minutes to give myself a little pep talk.
Well, it was very nice talking to you, Noémie. I know you have things to do, and you're a great musician. Keep on working, release the album, the Well Tour, open the band in Bandcamp, do well live, and help.
And then I'll see you the 13th December in Antwerp.
I will see you there. I think, yeah. Actually, as I told you before, I've never been in your country, and I've been in a lot of countries, so it would be great. I maybe we'll do an interview backstage before you go in to see if you're nervous or not. It was very nice talking to you, Noémie. Good luck, and you are a great lady, good person, and an excellent musician. So
thank you, so sweet. Thank you for inviting me on the show. I really
no problem. We did. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.